Hello you sexy beasts and welcome back to War Thunder. Today we are not taking a look at one of the new vehicles of patch 1.67, but rather at one of the oldest vehicles in the game. This is the Rank 2 P40E1, American fighter at battle rating 2.3 in realistic mode. Now, why exactly are we taking a look at this thing? Well, Gaijin has apparently ninja buffed this thing without telling anyone. To give you a little bit of context, this aircraft used to suffer from heavy control stiffening when going up to speed. Anything past 500 600 km per hour, you would completely lock up and crash into the ground, essentially known as a lawn dart. Now thanks to the Kiwi, who by the way is the same guy who does the mech climbing speed chart that I always use in my videos, on this engine now produces a massive amount of power, which results in great acceleration and great climb rate. Now let's go over some of the main stats of the aircraft. The aircraft is equipped with 6 Browning M2 machine guns mounted in the wings. Thankfully, and contrary to what is present on, for example, the P47, which I don't like for exactly this reason, these guns are mounted quite as far apart and as such, you don't have this random spraying issue when you're not in your perfect convergence zone. Now sadly this is a very early war plane, and as such the belts you have do not have any access to APIT or even API belts. The best belt you can get is the Stealth belt, which has 2 AP rounds and 1 pure incendiary rounds. As such, you won't really do too many fire with this aircraft, and you have to try and saw out wings and stuff like that. One fun fact about this aircraft is that it's one of the, if not the aircraft with the most unlockable camo options in the game. The one I'm running in the gameplay is the checker tail shark camouflage, which you can unlock after 250 kills. Including the standard skin, you get a total of 10 camouflages to choose from. And as such, you can make your aircraft very unique. Speaking of aesthetics, I really like to look at this aircraft, and I actually have a bit of a soft spot for this. When I first started out the game, I started up playing the Americans just for this aircraft, because I saw it in a movie. It was Captain Something in the World of Tomorrow. That movie had a P40, it was kind of a sci-fi movie, okay, but I had a P40 in it, and I fell in love with the aircraft from first sight. It just looks absolutely amazing. And War Thunder represents it perfectly. Just look at how this aircraft looks, and especially with this camouflage, with the shark mouth, and the way the exhaust flames come off from the side from these huge, massive exhaust nozzles. It's a really nice aircraft. Now, before patch 1.67, this aircraft had many issues. Contrary to most aircraft with this battle rating, this thing really felt heavy and unmaneuverable. It had massive problems with the control surfaces. It didn't climb too well, it wasn't very strong, it didn't have great acceleration, it didn't even have that particularly good speed. The guns were okay, decent. You have 6 criticals at this battle rating, which are very effective, especially against lower tier vehicles. But still, you aren't really sending any